Hello, it's Tangly Bob here, and I'm just sorting out my chat window. But yeah, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. And on the last stream, we got to a point where actually we had got this battle. We start again. We got this vessel actually to Duna. And oh, just jumped. So we are now in a position where we're orbiting Duna, and we need to land, and we need to generate. How much is it? 450 units of ore. So the first thing to do is find a place to land. We need to. Let's get rid of that. I don't know why some of these pop-ups pop up when you reload the game up. I suppose it's what it's was last at. So you can see we're in equatorial orbit, and I want to have a look at the ore resource. And I'm not 100% sure what's the map legend. Resource overlay. Right, okay, so this here is height, because I think we're showing map type, altimetry. We can also show biome, which is really useful. But let's go for the altimetry. And the white stuff is the mountains, and the dark stuff is sort of the valleys. And I want a flat area, so I want something which is not like that, and not necessarily like that, but something fairly, ish. That bit we passed over there would be quite good. Anything, actually, I don't know, anything sort of slopey, but not sort of around here. But go for the resource overlay. I also want some decent ore, so actually anywhere, apart from in the middle here, anywhere around here will do. So if we look at, well, let's just go, we try and get 1 degree, -1 degree, 89 degrees, so right on the equator, but about 90 degrees, -90 degrees. Actually, that's going to be a little bit difficult to do. Let's aim, perhaps we aim for there. Not 100% sure where that is relative to the bit we're looking at. There is a way of doing it. I can't remember, it's that thing you normally look at and you think, oh, that's interesting, but it's not interesting. Doesn't it look beautiful? Well, I do want to land on the sunny side, so let's just start doing a retro burn. Try and land in around here-ish. Should be quite a steep descent, but we're going to do a power descent, so let's we are retro, I'm using SmartX for that, good. And watch this come in. Now we've got 2800 DV in the 2 new engines, and the other thing we're going to watch as well, we don't want to be eclipsed. Should have plenty of contacts at that. That's when we get around the other side of this planet, we're then eclipsed by, from Ike, I lose my, satellite. To be honest, even if it was in orbit around here, it's going to get eclipsed, but it's not ideal. I could do with 2. And then set them up in some sort of synchronous orbit that wherever this thing lands is always going to get a signal. But once it's on the ground, it's not a problem. It can live with being a signal. This is taking a long time. Oh, here we go. Now I think this is a big valley here. Oh, can we do... I want to do the planetary. Here we go. Draw overlay. There. That's what I'm after. Let's get rid of that. Trouble is, I'm not 100% sure what I'm looking at. What's the dark stuff? Right, let's stop. Let's try landing their side because that looks quite dark purple. That's all 1%, or 2%, or 7% actually. We want to burn more and land in around there. Or 7%. In fact, anywhere around here is good. So once we get the marker below here, past that brown patch, so that's about it there, because by the time we finished burning and clean up. So let's stop the burn there, and hay fever's hit again today. So what about this? So it's the darker stuff where we want to be. Well, yeah, ish. Right, let's just go for a land. I could probably right, just check, set myself up. I'm gonna get rid of that aerial for the minute. Probably want to retract solar panels as well. So let's toggle. I want to leave one of these up because I'm going to need it. As long as I've got enough power. Let's close that down for a start. Ooh, now we've got the overlay on. Hang on. Don't want the live overlay. Because that's just, well, unrealistic amongst other things. And we're going to go for surface negative speed. So we're going to knock off all our surface velocity as we get closer. But we can time warp down a little bit because we're at 85,000. We're not into the atmosphere. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. Where are we at? 50,000? Just keep an eye on. Got this reading up there. Where's this come from? Where's this reading? There was a reading up here that gave me my horizontal long, but it doesn't want to show it. Orbital surface. Orbital. It wasn't engineer then. Can't remember. Never mind, we can do it without. It's not a problem. I'm going to change to surface speed. I'm just going to knock off what we can. We're at 33,000 feet, so into the atmosphere. Just going to keep burning. And watch this vector. What I want to be doing is I get close down to the surface, so when I get within sort of 5,000–6,000 meters, I want to be coming straight down. I don't want to do an EVA, but we can certainly get a crew report, transmit that. I'm not too worried about completely running out of power because I have got the RTG. But let's turn some lights on. That is getting a little bit closer. We're still doing 400. 10,000. Right, I am going to cut that, and burn. And we'll get the helicopter speed. And we'll deploy the legs. And I want to cut the engines, hit the right button. Oh, God. Right. Now the parachutes probably aren't going to be enough, so I probably just want to tickle the engines. That's 6,000, that's not a problem. Got a little bit tumbly there. Got my legs out, it's fine. Got the lands on, it's fine. Actually, we're not falling as fast as I thought we might. It's not too hilly. There's that nice little sunset over there. In fact, can I? Yeah, let's get a quick screenshot. Sunset, the moon set, I suppose. What's the ring? Got this ring, a nice little couple of rocks. Just going to give it a little boost, slow us down. I want to be landing under 10 meters per second if possible. Actually, let's change that. So we go for real height. 50 meters to go. Pardon me. And we are just touching down. Now it's going to be a little bit on the hard side. But oh no, oh, it's all gone wrong. Right, these legs aren't. Yeah, they bounced a bit, didn't they? Right, let's see if we can get ourselves upright. I can put the surface up. Yeah, that didn't break off, luckily. I haven't broken anything yet. But that's not what I want. Don't want to hit the right key. Oh no. What, we lost everything. Oh. Oh no. Right. 248. I'm going to look at what persistent save we had. Yes, 6. I want 110, 357. Yeah, I am going to load. It's my finger trouble. I know it's cheating, but I've had so many problems with this mission. We're going to go for this landing again. I'm sure we can do this landing better. Need to cut the engine, I think, because I'm not sure that actually... No? Right. Okay, for some reason I was playing with HyperEdit just before we go, just simply because I could play with it. And right, I'm gonna have to use HyperEdit, put myself back in a, what do you call it, orbit. Bear with me while we do this. Let's go orbit editor, chuck ourselves into a lunar orbit of, I don't know, something like that, and apply. Now let's go back. Yeah, okay, so ignoring the fact we've just had to teleport ourselves from Minmus because me playing around, we are now back into a Minmus orbit, and I'm not where I want to be. So in order to make things all fair and safe, let's warp around to here and go retrograde, and we'll start again. Just burn our can't remember where it was, about here, wasn't it? We're aiming for. Quick save, that's what we need. Before we start time warping, remember your quick saves. Right. I want to aim for about here, because obviously the planet's rotating. I want to get down before it's dark. But so I think it was about there. But we can put the satellite overlay on. Draw the overlay. Yeah, it was anywhere around here really. I guess up to 10%. Balmy up there. But originally I was going for here. So that's about right. So let's take the overlay off. Take that off. I want to go to about add no warp here. And once we get there, I'm going to close my solar panels. So it's taken the aerials in as well. That's fine. No, close. And now we're getting there. Right, so let's do the crew report, send that off. Actually, at this point, we can do an EVA report. Let's do, well, I've done a quick save, so. EVA report, go, hold on, and board, jump back in again. Review stored data and transmit. Now, we are doing 800 at 35,000, definitely want to be burning. Now change this to that, so yeah, now we're 30,000. Check I'm not on time warp, which I'm not. Let's try not bounce this time. Perhaps I need to really slow. Yeah, we'll go for more of a slowdown. Let's try and hit under 5 meters per second. $19,000 meters. Still at 600 meters. This is not brilliant. 2 meter engines. This is going to slow me down a lot. Just got to watch this. As soon as we get to 10,000, I ditch and use the other engines. We just keep hitting the spacebar stage all the way through here. Still falling at over 100 meters per second, but surface speed's down to 500 nearly. So let's get bigger engines out. Slow this down a hell of a lot more. Get those parachutes out. Deploy those legs. Now, parachutes will open up at 1,000 meters. Now deployed, I have 800 meters per second DV in those little engines. Not too worried about coming straight down because actually the parachutes will do that. Send that while we're falling. Definitely not doing an EVA. Looks roughly about the same patch from about Duma as it all looks the same. Come on. Deploy those parachutes! Any minute now. Perhaps they weren't deployed. Right, so turn the SAS off for a start. That will keep it up. Too much on the engines. Too much on the engines. Now Now we've started rising again. Luckily parachutes don't get tangled or anything. But 540 dV. We've got no way of refueling this thing, so they are going to be stuck here until we send the rest of the base or a rescue mission or something. 13, 14. Meters. 500 dV. Loads of dV. That's brilliant. Down to less than 5 meters per second. Speed is still falling. 3 meters per second. 4 meters per second rather. Ready to cut the engines. Cut the engines at 5 meters. Cut. And there we are. That is how it's supposed to look. Dangle, dinkle, dangle, wobbles a bit, doesn't it? But there we go. So we are now down. Excellent. So let's use the utilities, toggle the solar panels, toggle the aerials, switch some lights on because it is getting dark. And the first thing we need to do is obviously extend the ladder. We can send the scientist out to do the flag because Jeff got there, well, for a start he's done a bit, okay, he doesn't get the duty, he doesn't get the what's the word I'm looking for? The glory of printing the flag? Doing the flag. But to be honest, the scientist on this, it's an engineer's mission, so the scientist is here to observe Duna. And isn't it a pretty place? Well, actually, it depends on your point of view. Right, I'm going to plant a flag, but I want to know where we are. So we take a surface sample. Let's take a surface sample. Surface sample appears to be traces of water in the soil. It's going to give us what we transmit it. So let's keep that. And say, plant a flag. So that's that contract. I want to name it as well. I've got to name it. Can you name it? I can't name it afterwards. Yes, you can. Site name. See, I don't know quite where this is, but let's go Duna 1. We can always rename it afterwards, apparently. We are on a bit of a slope here. I could hover and disappear off, go down the bottom of the slope a bit, but I'm reasonably happy here. You want to do an EVA report? No? Keeps going. Blah, blah, blah. Grab hold of the ladder, head up inside and see how Jeff is doing with his pre-drilling checks. We can transmit that data while we're not using anything. Right, going to activate this radiator. I don't want to deploy the drill just yet. I need to activate the robotics. There we go. Now we can deploy the drill. And we can start service harvester. We'll just have a look at the thermal efficiency. Oh, it's dropping. My temperature is increasing. Why? It is cooling, but I don't understand why it's not cooling can do that. We can detract it. Right. Jeff Cock, go EVA. Hopefully you've still got your, what you call it? Just check these are, have to actually be part of the spaceship before we do that. Let's come around here. You have got your drill. Jetpack does have an effect. Right. Oh. I don't quite know. I mean, this is only cooling at 10%. But perhaps it needs to be closer. Can I squeeze it around in behind? Let's go. Detach. Oh. Grab. And I want to attach it too far away from here. Okay, escape. Come on, you. Move around. Come under the legs here. Grab that radiator. We'll attach it. Yeah, I want to attach it behind the light there. But move it on the side, maybe. Just clipping in the engine. Can we get it? Excuse me. Frog in my throat. Let's zoom in and have a closer look at this. Can I get it? So we could put it in behind there on the on the flat. Let's try that. Other way. Dialog box is sort of in the way of where I want to put it, but that sort of looks okay-ish. So let's attach it there, see what it looks like. Yeah, it's sort of clipping a bit. It's working. Let's switch back to the ship, just have a look at. So it's doing 10% cooling. This thing is still running over hot. Why? Alright. Let's put it directly on the drill itself. I'm slowly slowing down the hill. Which isn't necessarily a problem, but this was realistic. I've been bending the drill, but right, let's go grab that. Where are you? Oh, looking at the flag. The flag can't do anything. I don't know why it lets you. Well, I suppose you can focus on the flag, but. Right, let's put it actually on the drill here. This might cause us problems when we want to retract the drill, but actually I can probably clip that so it's flat, or flatter. Right, now, swap back to the ship. Have a look at that, still only doing 10%. That's still, that is now dropping. Excellent. So there's something to do with either that piece or that piece. So I want to go back to the ship. It's not conducting heat particularly well. So this radiator is working for the drill, but it won't work for anything else in particular. But I can't move this now. Well, I can take it off. So, you know, if we want to leave, if we want to pack the drill up, I'm going to deactivate these engines. Thought we'd deactivated them all. Let's shut them all down. want to be accidentally hitting takeoff. Certainly not while he's on the ground. There's one hair more here, or is that? Yeah, that's... Right, so that's that done. Yeah, the Gimli still wants to do what its thing. How are we doing? It's going to take a little while, this. Oh wow, this is going to take a little while. I suppose because it got hot too quick. Wasn't drilling as much, but now we are at temperature just about. Cooling, yeah, cooling's now gone up to 11%, so easily coping. Let's, now you've checked everything out, shut down the engines, you've given the drill a good look at. Back inside, you can monitor from inside. And yes, grab that, climb up. And board. So, much more on this mission to do, apart from... Do I put the brakes on? Put the brakes on, if that helps. I don't think these are brakes, you know, they're not wheels, but anyway. Be interesting to come back if I come back in and find out whether at the bottom of the hill. But, as night is falling through Duna, or at least this part of Duna, settings, store factory fault settings, let's see, where's this thing up here? I cannot remember. I'm going to turn that off as well. We could have a look at, draw the overlay. It doesn't actually show it in when we're down here as such. I have got, I want to check here, let's run the analysis. In fact, we'll open the doors. Close the doors in a minute as well, don't want to let too much dust in, but that RTG, I wonder how much heat that is generating, whether that's being cooled down through here. One RTG shouldn't really be a problem. But so here we are looking at ore. So we are in 10% of surface ore. Amongst all the other stuff. There is water, 1.24%. And got some minerals here, some hydrates. So there's stuff here. But at the moment, I said I'm just filling a contract, trying to get however much ore there is. How much time we got left on the contract? 29 years. Well guys, if you're here for 29 years, well, firstly I apologise, but yeah, I could put the radiator on that side, that way when it flops down, it won't be a problem. Yeah, it's not a problem where it is at the moment because we're not going anywhere and I've got no way of turning this into fuel anyway. We're going to close the doors for the night. These guys have got, if you look inside their inventory, they've got some music. They can play. Well, I say they can play.
Hey.
Hey, Mr. Robot, how you doing? So So I could time warp this, or we could just leave it here and come back and hope that in 29 years it's mined 450 units of ore. It's getting there, we're up to 2 and a bit. This is now running at 100% efficiency, so that's good. But it's going to take a while.
What's your goal?
I've just completed it actually. I had this contract for mining 450 units of ore from Duna. We did it by sending out just this little mining module with a scientist and an engineer in. So I'm just wondering whether to time warp speed for 2 years or how long this is going to take. I would go and explore, but to be honest there's not a lot here. Whether we just head back to the Space Centre, leave this thing here doing its thing, try not to forget the guys. They have got some beer, plenty of snacks, given them a radio and a guitar, but 2 of them in that lander there, they're going to get sick and tired of each other. Particularly as one's an engineer and one's a scientist. They don't get on particularly easily. I think it's time to go have a look at what other missions we have. We could do a capture satellite. Or we could put another relay satellite in orbit around Duna, because we definitely need that. Because we only have the one. It's around Ike. So there's a danger of it being eclipsed by Ike and being eclipsed by Duna. So let's crack on and do that. And anything we need to do at Ike? Have we got any missions? Expand some of our other bases. Gather surface Point Isle. No, I think we're a little way from that yet. Ike. Can we see? Yeah. Biome study of Ikes. Why have I gone all offline? Hold on 1 minute. Oh, we're back again. And what happened there? Sorry about that. Had to find out what the problem was, and it came back on its own. Right, so this here needs a crew report. I don't really want to send another man mission out to Ike just yet. Temperature scan in space over Ike. I don't think I've got. Right, let's grab that one. Where is it? Did I grab it? Available, active, no place. Where's the temperature scan one? Did it jump? There's more extracting units of ore from places. I find those a bit boring. Scan sats. Pretty much finished those for the up to Duna. Don't know why the stream's staggering. I might have to shut my router down. Or we can do some touristy stuff. I don't want to send them to Duna just yet. It's not quite set up. But where's the temperature over Ike 1? It's an orbital trajectory. That means crashing something into Ike, basically. Field silence. Yeah. Missed it first time around. Right, grab that. So, we are going to send. I reckon I could send 2 comm satellites to Ike and do a temperature scan over Duna as well. Duna. By the way, send two comm satellites to Duna, because we definitely need one. Think if I put them in polar orbits, maybe just large elliptical ones. But we can do an Ike encounter at the same time and do that. So we just happen to have a spacecraft for Duna 1, Duna lander, no, ScanSats. But we swap this. Why have we gone all echoey now? I think my PC's playing up something chronic. Right, down here I've got a nice little spacecraft for sticking here 2 satellites into orbit. Now these are survey satellites, but to change them to comm satellites we can get rid of the big scanner because we don't need that. Don't need that as well. In fact, we can get rid of all of that because I just want the 1 satellite. Change your mind, I don't want 2 satellites, we'll just go for 1. I'm going to call this, come on, type COM1. COM. My keyboard's playing up. This all dies in a minute, I'm really sorry. But, right, I'm going to take that off. I'm going to take that off. Take all these scanners off. I'm going to leave that on. Take that off. Take all the ScanSat stuff. Don't need it. Take that off. Leave the solar panels on. Can take. Actually, we can take all of this off. Bits I don't need. But what I do need is some experiments because it's going to ask me for stuff. Let's make sure we have some experiments. So let's stick on the thermometer because that's what we need over Ike. The seismic accelerometer is not good. Atmospheric thingy maybe. The carbon. I don't really want to put one of those on. Carbon minimum scanner. Could put the narrowband scanner on. So let's stick that in the middle. Oh, obviously some goo. Never go anywhere without your goo. Going to use it once, but well, let a scientist to configure it. Pressure barometer. Chuck one of those on. And the rest of it is all scanny stuff. I could. Well, that's a bit big and lumpy, but could put an infrared telescope over, but I think that is it. The Kerbal engineering stuff we don't. We could put a no, too big. Or is it? Or I don't know. What do you think? Do we take a Science Junior? Again, you can only use it once, and I think I've done the science around Duna. What we do need is a big fat relay station. Look at this, we need temperature scan, relay satellite, and the antenna rating needs to be at least 15G. Okay, let's get rid of that one. 15G. Have we got anything that's 15G from the start? Get rid of that. That's the super big one. It's got to be a relay. So that is 100G. We only want 15G, don't we? 15G. So I could just put the little one on. Or do we want to go the whole hog? Stick a big one on. Well, the big one, obviously, bigger is better. So let's shove that on there. And possibly want to change what part. It doesn't need to be on a telescopic bit, it probably needs to be on a don't know if it needs to be on a hinge, but we can put it on a hinge like that. Other way around, maybe. Or do I just stick it straight on the side here? Let's turn it around. Come on. Doesn't like wanting to be where I want to put it. Let's take the thermometer off. Put that around this side. Come on. Get it. Right. Get on there. Just want you to clip. Oh, this is ridiculous. Come on, get on there. That'll do. There we go. And you just poke out the other side of the fairing. I don't think that's going to make too much of a problem. I can get to the pressure and I can get to the thermometer. That's fine. Okay. Oh, it's clipping through that bit, but I think let's just move it up. There we go, that's clear now. And this is good engineering, having this shielded by this, but what we could do is, just to keep the pedantics happy, let's put it on a telescopic part so we can witch it out. Right, so there's my comm satellite, and I'm hoping that ticks all the boxes. It's unmanned, it's got a antenna of at least 15G. The apoapsis has got to be below 6 million. So I can't put it into too much, and it's got to be just inclined and elliptical. Okay, right, let's have a quick look at staging first. Go for quite a simple thing. Got greater than 1 TWR, my delta V is 4,000 on Kerbin, 12,000. I've got more than enough DV to put it into any sort of inclined orbit and to mess around with getting it around Ike as well. So let's go for a launch. And once going for a launch, I'm going to use MechJeb to get it up to you know, orbit, parking orbit. So T, Z, go, get it parking orbit at 100, and engage the autopilot. I'll go make myself a coffee while that's getting up into the air. So we're back, and now we're in orbit. Got some funny little graphic glitches. Ooh, periapsis height 15k? That seems a bit low. I think this engine here, the Rhino, I'm not sure it's the best engine for using for circularization. So don't quite know why it hasn't put these panels out, but what height are we at? Yeah, let's deploy that. Oh, there we go. Excuse me, slurping. So we are now at a point. There's, yeah. Knock out the ascent guidance. Let's have a quick look at the manoeuvre planner and see what it needs to go out to Duna. Decent comm satellite out there. Oh, we're miles away, aren't we? Yeah. Well, couple alarm clock, and an alarm. Not too worried about leaving these guys up in orbit because it's just an unmanned satellite, as we know. And we want to do, is that the transfer window? Yeah, transfer window to Duna and add alarm. Close that down, back to the Space Center, and fast forward time from the Trackit station. I think it's quicker from the Trackit station from this Space Center, but if my screen is very dusty, both my screens are very dusty, I've just turned it off. It's just very black. So the problem about being COVID lockdown, having more people at home, working from home, and everybody produces more dust. Well, there we go. Right, so in here, so it's about a year and a half. This has taken a little bit long. Last time I did a Duna transfer, we had to wait a year, sort of at the wrong end. It's not the longest I've had to wait for a transfer. Look at those unknown objects, otherwise known as asteroids, whizzing their way around the sun. Did have a mission for this should pop out any minute. Oh, I don't know if it does. Does it? I don't think it mines while I'm not there. Okay, so I'm going to have to speed time through, but we'll do that when we get there. But yes, this extracting, this is not going to extract while I'm not watching the vessel, so I'm going to have to speed time up, just leave it. That's a shame. But yeah, no, I had a mission here that was spot 17 asteroids. It's obviously done that. I got rewarded for it. Notice. We've got 200 days. Right. Just going to wander off and I'll come back when it's finished. Distracted by work things which I shouldn't be. But there we go. Right, so we are here and we need to go onto COM1. Now I always have a problem with this when I set it up to say, okay, crack on, and when you actually load it up and then you try and use MechGem to do it, MechGem says, no, wait for another 2 years because it's just missed it. Actually, last time I did this, remarkably out, and I've had to do it all by hand anyway. So, advanced transfer to another planet. That's because we haven't. Actually, this one looks okay. In fact, lowest DB in any time now. Let's create and execute. Let's just get on with it. So it's going to set out, and you can see from here, this is our orbit. Doesn't show it there, it does now. So we're just going to get kicked out. We want to get kicked out outside of the orbit. It just saves a very few dV, to be honest. But once we finish the burn, if you focus the view on Duna, you can see it actually wants us to pretty much, well, I thought it was going to get a lot closer than that. Usually when you do that, you end up with a point that goes through the planet, but we can tweak that once we've finished the burn. In fact, we'll have to tweak it anyway, because we probably won't end up without an encounter. It's 1065, it's nearly a minute's worth of burn, which isn't huge, but we are using that Wolf engine, and not the nuclear ones we'll be cashing in on when we've used up the 2,500. In fact, we'll have 1500 dV to slow us down and get ourselves captured within the Duna sphere of influence. Excuse me, hiccups. Or hiccups, should we say. Just going to move back and watch. As whenever you burn, it's always worth checking your spacecraft, because you end up with Kraken attacks if you're not careful. Just going to do a quick save in case it all goes pear-shaped. I should do that before it does the time warp. So look, see what has it ticked for our relay satellite. Let's see, in orbit it's not in Duna, and we've got the right antenna. This G ratings on antenna, it took me a little while to get my head around those. You can combine them, but they don't combine one for one, so you can't have a 15G plus a 15G gives you 30G, because I think it takes about 75% of the second. So roughly 15G would become a second one gives you 10G. You see it does wobble a bit. I've got this problem here where I've got a single nuclear engine on this stage. Could have perhaps gone for two, just to give it that extra wallop, slow down, but for actually just changing inclination and stuff, it's fine. Itchy ear. Why has this screen gone off? Turn that screen off while it's dusting it. Let's see, we have a YouTube viewer. Hello, viewer. Or watcher. Or lurker, whatever. Just losing the sun behind curve in there. See how densely populated our planet is. But it's the only downside. I don't know whether you can change that within Eve, but yeah, the number of towns and cities there seems to be. There's a lot of light pollution down there. But also, if you're trying to organise a landing, Hello, Mr. Zimmerman. Or should I just call you Graham? How are you doing? Just to catch up with what we're doing, we are sending a comm satellite around Duna, or whatever little mining thing on Duna, and it keeps losing comms anyway. But this is part of a contract, sending out a relay site to Duna, and we're going to visit Ike on the way to.
I'm doing great.
Going to visit Ike on the way to do a high space temperature scan, which, funnily enough, is a 3-star mission. So, fair amount of cash, a couple of science. Oh, it wants recovering. Oh no! It's that. Right. there is no time limit on it, so we can do this at any time. So at some point when we bring something back, we'll have to do that. That's not going to work, because recovering it back to Kerbin is not going to happen. The whole point is to leave this little Otto out there. But this one, look, 240,000 advance, 120,000 when we complete it. It's a fairly easy mission to do. It hasn't got any stipulation on the orbit, so we're not putting it into a particularly awkward orbit. It's just going to be inclined and elliptical, and it's going to help us in the longer run. And I've lost track of what MacJeb is doing my craft. Seems to be. Why are you not? Where are you? You are on your escape. You are on the escape, so let's get ourselves. Yeah, gonna be messed up a little by the mud, but not overly. But we'll. Can I get myself? No, I can't warp so far. I need to warp. Tell you what, let's just do it with time warp. Watch ourselves just get kicked around. To be honest, it's not that much of a change. Come on. So get diverted a little by the mud. Don't know if that actually helps us or not. In the bigger scheme of things, no. But we kick ourselves into a Kerbal orbit. Alright, now I can stick a manoeuvre in there. Let's have a look at our Duna encounter. I'm not too worried about being equatorial. I do want to be a bit closer than that, but I do want to. I'm not worried about an encounter with Ike now, because I know I can't recover the data. So let's just twiddle these, tweak these, get ourselves a bit closer. Back. That's sort of elliptical, elliptical enough. Sort of within the system. It's not going to be interfered with too much by Ike, I wouldn't have thought, he says. Maybe. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I'm going to have plenty of DV. I'm going to leave the rocket attached to the satellite. So, let's just execute that next node. Let's get rid of that funny colour stuff. Don't need that anymore. Just change it to that. And don't seem to be moving. Why are you not trying to go to node? Let's hide Kerbal alarm clock. Are you moving? If you are, you're moving very, very slowly. Alright. Yeah, no, you are actually trying to do something. Let's abort the node thingy. Let's go maneuver to node. Well, now you're trying to move. I don't quite understand why the maneuver planner didn't want to do that itself, but like I keep saying, MacJeb is it's a great tool, but it's not infallible. You're going to be able to do these things yourself. Oh, sun's just come around to shine through that window now. Which means you guys get a great shot of my hairy mug, but I can't see bugger all on the screen. Right, so once we're there, Gonna give it there. Now go quick check on the map. Slightly concerned that if I leave it outside of or inside of the possible sphere of influence of Vika, it might be a problem. I don't think it'll ever get chucked out. I don't know. I have had satellites get interfered with and then crash. That's strange. But yeah, it's there. Right, next thing to do then, add a maneuver. Close that. Put it into, oh, we want this apparatus to be below 6 million, wasn't it? So that's about right. So I can chuck it over there. That gives us about that. That should, but we can pump it out just a little. I want to keep it wide at one end, and well, it's got to be elliptical, so it's got to be wide at one end and the other. Again, that only gives me 747 dB, so we still have most of this section here, which I don't really want. So I think, I know we're going to waste fuel, but I think we'll come here. We will just ditch this section and remotely, ditch and fire the engine. Just wait for it to clear before I do anything, because we do have this funny colliding thing going on here. It has broken things before. And let's go node again. Once that's drifted away. Excellent. Right, and go execute next node. So that's going to whiz itself around to encounter sphere of influence at Duna. Come on. Just going to happen over there. When he gets there. Okay, 100,000 times. 100,000? Yes, 200,000. This seems a lot slower than when we're whizzing around in the tracker. Now this burn time is 5 minutes, but not too worried about that. Once we actually start the burn, I'll do a bit of physics warp and speed it up. Hello, mystery goo observation for 50 points. Well, let's do that. Well, okay, transmit science, plus 40% bonus. Or 40, no, it's not plus 40, it's 42% of the science value. Okay, so now we're around Duna. Got 5 minutes isn't a problem because that's our escape in 2 days. But just makes it a little bit boring to watch for you guys. Got a nice bounce off the relay satellite over there. But let's time warp this up and just keep an eye on the satellite itself. I'm just going to move that panel down and out as well. And actually at this point here we can extend that scanner. scanning. Log pressure data. Again, if we recovered it, get a few points for it, but get nothing for transmitting it. We're almost there. We are at 4 times speed, so just circularising, becoming elliptical, and holding orbit. This my phone going. Be right back.